Honestly, with the work I do nowadays, I don't even really need to make these videos, but I just do it because it's fun. It's a good way to pass time when you're waiting for stuff to get done. But anyways, I digress. Let me move my mouse out of the camera before people get pissed off. Title of this video is pretty much like how to just like actually stay locked in, and why I think just being locked in general is gonna help you guys achieve anything that you guys have wanted to achieve. If that's like making the money when you make, building the businesses you want to build, you know, taking care of your parents the way you want to take care of your parents. Honestly, if you're locked in for a stretch of like, I think it's typically around a year, maybe 2 years, you can achieve that, honestly. And I'm a testament to that as well, too. I'm not like completely different from most of you guys watching this. I'm a normal human being. Like, I have interests. I used to play video games. I'm nothing special. I'm nothing crazy. But yeah, I was still able to like build six-figure businesses, scale businesses up to like, seven figures in a year, which is actually crazy to me. And obviously work with people, get referrals, get into networks that I never thought I could get into, have contacts that I never thought I could have contacts of. And it's like, it's not me trying to flex. And if you want to like, fact check that, it's all on my YouTube channel. If you're new or if you're someone that's already there, this is just going to be something that is going to be a testament to obviously seeing the future, to be like, this is the way. And I was right, because the things I was telling myself 2 years ago is the stuff I'm going to be telling you guys right now, and they're starting to come into fruition. So I just hope that maybe in the next couple of years I can look back on this and actually be like, oh wow, shit, the stuff I was talking about in this video actually makes sense. So what am I about to talk about? It's about basically staying locked in and actually doing the things you need to do, because I've seen this happen so many times, where not just with me, but with other people as well too, where they have big goals or they have big ambitions and they do achieve stuff, but then what happens is they start to digress, and then they become non-existent, and then nothing happens to them. They build up skills or they become non-existent. So in order for you to understand why that happens, let me just walk you through what happened to me actually. So what I started is, when I started out, I was pretty locked in because I didn't really have much of a choice. And I think it all comes back to like your why you're doing something in the first place. Because when I started out, there was not really much else I could do. It was either I make money online or I don't make any money at all, because I was in a position where I don't think a lot of people know this, but I actually couldn't even work in the UK because I didn't have like I think it's like the insurance number thing. I didn't have it, and it was gonna come in a couple of weeks because I was born, but just a bunch of like random stuff. I didn't have it. So even if I wanted to get a job at like a McDonald's, which I actually tried to do, I couldn't get it. So my only choice was like for me to actually learn skills or like, do stuff online. So what I did was I went on places like, YouTube, or I went on like places like Udemy. Udemy was the first place that I found that was basically teaching people how you can have high income skills. And the first high income skill I learned was programming. I learned programming because I was like, shit, I need to be able to make money online. This is the only option I have. And I had a bunch of time at a laptop, this trashy kind of laptop, but I was able to like type code and stuff. And people said you didn't need crazy laptops to code. So I was like, shit, this is where I need to go. I get it. And I just study forever. Like that's the only thing I did for pretty much 24/7 every single day. Every day I would wake up, watch modules, I'd practice the code, I'll test the code, I'll debug the code, and then I'll create something every single day. And I was fortunate enough that the course was actually structured in such a way that it allowed me to actually do it. It was a really good product. I don't know how I got it for like $15 at the time. It was like £12. Insane product, insane. And I was able to learn the skills and actually implement the stuff. And what happened is I built up a skill set. And what happened from there is once you have a skill set, people will be in need of that skill set. So you can exchange your time for money, because your time can actually produce something of value. Okay? That's the first thing that a lot of people don't understand. They have stuff and they don't produce value to anyone. They don't produce value to themselves, to the people, or anything in general. They're just like they're trying to like leech off people, which is not fun at all. So that's the first thing that I kind of realized. I was basically building something that was actually going to be helpful for the people. So what ended up happening was I was able to get gigs. I was able to build out websites for people, because at the time everyone needed websites for whatever reason. So I was just making websites, making websites. Eventually I got to the point where I made my first £1,000, and I was just continuously doing it. And that whole process, I was just locked in. The reason why I think that was the case is because I detached myself from the goal. The goal was always to make money. But because I actually enjoyed it at the time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about how I can make new websites. I would search up, like, oh, how can you make this transition? How can you make that? And it was just because of the sheer love of it, and there was nothing else for me to do. So first thing I would basically say for anyone who's watching is like when you want to be so locked into the point where it's like you don't even realize it. Because I think that was one of the times where I realized I was just so locked in. I didn't even realize it until people kind of call it out. Was number one, my soul for there was a big why, there was a big reason why I was doing it in the first place. And number two, my environment was basically just kind of like structured in such a way where there was nothing else to do apart from that. Because I think that's a big thing. A lot of people are in trashy environments, or a lot of people are around toxic people, a lot of people are around people that don't even like believe in the stuff anyways. So when you do present these ideas, you just get bashed down, and that stuff sucks. Like you can't really go far if you have those things in the back of your mind. So what I did was I just locked myself in. I would just be in my room, or I would go to the library, or I would go to like a random coffee shop. I would have the modules, I would download them because I didn't want to use the Wi-Fi or something like that. I'd just watch every single module and try every single code. I would just be doing shit every single day. I was just doing stuff, and the environment around me, I was lucky enough for it to be obviously supportive, because my parents obviously wanted me to like do what I wanted to do, and I was able to like make decent income. And then from there, it was just kind of like, how can I get it to the next step? And then I was searching ways to be more productive. Came across SMMA, tried it out after the first 2 weeks of learning it, bought the course, and then I just jumped into that as well too. And then that became my other period of being locked in as well too. It was like I had a huge goal: take care of myself, take care of my parents, take care of my family, take care of everyone. The huge goal. An environment was also supporting of that goal as well too. So, and I basically put my environment in such a way where there's nothing else to do apart from that goal. When you have different stuff like, there's TikTok, or like there's like flipping YouTube videos, or there's just other things that you're doing as well, it's very hard to kind of condition yourself in an environment that just allows you to just keep growing and growing and growing. Because that's a huge thing that no one really talks about. The people and the things that you say to yourself, that's more of a bigger factor than anything. So environment was one thing, goal was another thing as well too. And then once I had those two things, it was pretty much just doing the stuff I had to do every single day. Because I believe once you have like something that actually just drives you, you don't really need to be motivated. I see a lot of people talk about like motivation, or like the discipline, or don't be motivated, don't wait for motivation, wait for discipline. And it's like, the way I see it, it's like, if the goal is so big, or the reason you're doing something is so big, you don't need no motivation. This might sound dark, but if someone came to you and it was like, hey, you have to do 1,000 outreaches right now, I'm going to break your leg, you're going to do it because you don't want your leg to break, because now there's a consequence to your actions. So a lot of the times, if the goal is so big, or there's the consequence is also so big as well too, and you're constantly reminding yourself of those consequences and those goals, you don't really need motivation, because those things are going to serve as like your reminders. For me, when I was doing my stuff and when I was super locked in, on the left side of my room wall, you would just see all the shit I wanted to achieve. My vision board was there, my vision board, my affirmations were there, my Wikipedia page that I wanted to be in the next 10 years was there, because people told me to make it. My, what's it called? My mottos, my morals. I wrote everything down there because I just needed to be reminded of it. Most of the time, you don't even need to learn new stuff. You just need to be reminded of the things you need to know. Everything was there. So when I would look to the side, I was like, shit, this is what I need to remind myself. So I didn't need motivation to do the things I needed to do. It was just kind of like, no, the goal was too big. My environment is conditioned in such a way where this is the only thing I need to do. And I have a bunch of reminders telling me about the goal so I don't forget it. What else do I need? Discipline just comes on its own. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't really understand. And that's, I think, how you stay truly locked in. You have to be in such a place that just allows you to just focus on the work you need to do. Obviously, like, don't keep yourself trapped in your room as well. So you need to go to new places. You need to get new stimuluses, because, like, your health is one big thing. Sometimes people don't realize it, but the places you actually just get stuck in might be actually detrimental to your health, and it's not good. So you always need to be like moving around places, getting fresh air, doing things. And also the amount of quality that you get in terms of like your health as well too. So like what you eat, your mental clarity. Like right now I'm super clear mentally because I'm eating good food. I've slept well. I'm in an environment that doesn't have shitty air quality, and it's like I can talk, I can make these videos, I can have energy to like shout at you guys and tell you guys what I'm doing, because I've conditioned myself in such of these places. And that's how you're able to build these things. And then finally, it's just reminding yourself what you need to do every single day and not having emotions attached to anything. I can't stress how much emotions have kind of like slowed down my business a lot because I would attach the things I need to do with feelings. Let me give you an example. There was a time where I knew I basically had to do, let's say, outreach, and I knew I had to like sign more clients. But I was actually afraid of it because I knew how much work was going to come with this service delivery. And that was a feeling. That wasn't really what was going to happen. It was just a feeling. And oftentimes you'd be surprised. The feelings actually have more weight than the actual work itself. So the feeling of something being hard is actually worse than actually doing the work. It's actually kind of interesting because that basically gives us weight. Because feelings is the way that like we describe the way we obviously feel, and that description has its own weight. So if you think something is going to be annoying or it's going to be long or it's going to be like just not fun, you're going to perceive it as not fun, even though it actually might be. So I was perceiving outreach as not fun or boring, or it's going to cost me getting my clients results, and that was an emotion. It wasn't actually what it was. And guess what? That stopped me from doing things, and then that stopped me from doing outreach. And I was like, damn, I need clients. And then obviously once you switch that up, for example, you don't get into those situations, because what I did is I completely switched up the way I felt about like work, or the way I felt about like productivity, and the way I felt about doing tasks. I just removed any sort of emotions. I was like, nope, I have to do something. It's on my to-do list on Notion or on my notepad. There's no emotion. When do I have time to get it done? Get it done. And that mindset has pretty much changed me, coupled with having a good environment, having your reminders on your wall every single day. So anytime you feel like you need that kick, you can just look at it and you're like, damn, I need to do that. And then reminding yourself of the goal and the reason why you're doing this in the first place. That on its own has been my formula to staying locked in. And hopefully it could be yours if you use this, or maybe it might not be correct, but that's just what I used. And it helped me a ton. And I hope it helps you a ton as well too. So yeah, that's pretty much the video. In terms of updates, flip, my magnet fell down. I had a 11K day in profit, which was actually kind of crazy from one person, which is nuts. And then I've just scaled a couple of other people in terms of like the results. We launched someone that has around like 200K followers today, and they're scaling as well too. And it's just crazy. And I'm not even posting as much as I did before. It's like I'm getting more results by not talking about it, which is kind of funny. And it's not because I didn't want to, it's just because I just couldn't find the time. Because I was just like, damn, like, is this video really kind of like related to my goals? Do I really need to make it? Not really. So I just didn't make it. So just to give you guys an update, I'm still alive. I'm still doing stuff. I'm still kicking well. But nah, I appreciate you guys all watching this. So I hope you got some value from this. This is just meant for me to obviously remind myself of things I need to be doing. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.